Stampers, it's Jackie Bolhuis from Stampers, and I am here today to share another card with you made with the Color Me Happy stamp set and the Stampin' Blends markers. Gotta tell you, I am absolutely in love with these markers. Now, the other day I did share this card with you. If you missed that video, make sure you find it. But this is the one that is actually made using the card kit that Stampin' Up! Came out with called Color Me Happy. And it coordinates with the stamp set Color Me Happy. This is a great way to get started learning how to use the Stampin' Blends. And these cards that are in this kit are awesome. They are super duper cute. So that one I've shared already, but I wanted to do another card using some of the stamps in the Color Me Happy stamp set. So we're going to start out with a piece of Whisper White. Now we're using Stampin' Blends, and this time we're using Bermuda Bay and I forget my colors here, Calypso Coral. Now these blends, if you don't know a lot about them, each shade comes in a dark and a light, or each color a dark and a light. So we have dark and light Calypso here and dark and light Bermuda. I think it's critical as you start purchasing these, you get the dark and light because they're really designed to work together. And that's what these are meant to do, is to blend. And I'm going to show you in just a second how we do that. So set those aside. The other thing that's very important with your Stampin' Blends is that you're using the Memento pad, because this is not going to bleed when you're using alcohol markers. So let's just go ahead and start out by stamping. So we're going to use the lanterns on this one. So we will stamp the first little, what do you call it? Wire that our lanterns hang on, I guess we'll call it that. And then we're going to do the round lantern, and then we'll do one of the rectangular ones. Now be careful with this one because there's a little tassel at the bottom that you have it the right way. And yes, that's experience talking, because the first time I stamped with it, I had it upside down. Then let's take our wire again, and why don't we put a wire going this way? And let's see, we'll do a round one about in the middle, and then let's do two of the rectangular ones off to the side. Now, I want to make sure I let this color dry, this ink dry, good before I start coloring. So we're gonna wait just a couple seconds here and let this get good and dry. Okay, that should be good enough. I hope anyhow. So we're going to start out by coloring our round lanterns. And this is where I said you really want to have both your light and your dark color. Now I'm starting with the light, and this is kind of a personal preference. If you talk to different people, some say start with dark, some say start with light. I think whatever seems to work best for you. I tried first and I kind of liked the light better. Now, as I'm coloring these, some of you might be cringing thinking she's doing it wrong. That's not how you're supposed to color with alcohol markers. Well, this is Jackie's version of coloring. You know, I am the quick and easy person. And if something takes a long time, I am not going to do it. So I had to figure out how to use these quick and easy and get the kind of results that I like. So this is how I do it. But I went over the edges with the dark, and then I grabbed my light and I'm going over those again. Now this is what's nice about the alcohol markers, is you can go over it and over it and over it, and it's not gonna hurt your Whisper White cardstock. You know, with regular markers, if you color too much on it, it starts beading up and kind of getting icky on you. But so we did the light, we did the dark, and then finally I'm gonna just grab my color lifter and I'm gonna kind of scrub right in the middle. And this actually pulls the color. It also helps blend the color, but you'll see how it kind of gives it some highlights and makes it look like it's, what do I want to say? More dimensional, okay? So let's go ahead and do another one while we're at it. So we're starting with light. And we'll put the light on there, just kind of fill it in, and then we'll add the dark. Like I said, I'm just going around the edges. And then we can take our light again. I'm going right over that same color and just almost coloring in a circular motion. Okay, we'll just blend that in there. And then let's take our lifter and kind of go in the middle. I think up here we're gonna pick up a little bit more down there. But that just gives it that round effect. You could never do that with regular markers. So we'll go ahead and I'll do one of these for you as well. So again, quick and easy, name of the game if you're stamping with Jackie. So light, we'll color it in. Then I'm taking my dark and I'm just going to kind of scribble along both edges like so. Then we'll take our light, we'll come back over those. Notice how I'm flipping it around each time just to make it at the best angle for me. And then color lifter, again, we're gonna just go down the middle with that one. And as that dries, you'll start seeing those colors blend together. Make sure when you're using your blends that you get your caps on. I like to just do them upside down like that until you hear the pop. Keep those covers on good. So let's look at the card I made. Now, this one, actually I have a lot more light. I didn't put a whole lot of dark on those. But you can see there's my lanterns, okay? The Celebrate is in our stamp set, and this one I did just black cardstock and Boston white, cut it out with one of the banner framelits. My Calypso Coral DSP that I used on here, believe it or not, it's from the Petal Garden pack. This isn't really my style, these flowers, but I love this paper because look on the back side. Each one, even though it's these big roses, the back side has great solid color prints. So I just took a piece of the Calypso Coral because it matched with my lanterns, added a little bow up there, but then I want to show you my little circles, my little pearls. The other cool thing about alcohol markers is you can use them directly on a non-porous surface, which would be pearls or our rhinestones, and be kind of gentle with them because you don't want to ruin the tips of your markers. But I just went around and I colored them. I did both the Bermuda and then I did a few with the Calypso Coral, and I added those to my cards. And look at the nice little extra that adds. Put the card together with dimensionals underneath the black right here. And then I just wanted to show you, we'll see if you can see that in the video. I wanted dimensionals on my Celebrate as well, but since this layer is popped up, I put one dimensional under here, which is great, but then here this would kind of slid down. So I actually have two dimensionals. We'll see. I don't know if you can see there, that are stacked on top of each other so that that's actually nice and straight and raised. So I hope you like this card featuring the Stampin' blends. If you have not seen this brochure yet, these are relatively new to Stampin' Up. And in here, like I mentioned, there is the kit, which is awesome because you can get 10% off when you buy the kit along with the stamp set. And these cards are beautiful. I showed you this one already. And actually, I've shown you all four of these in a different video. But then this stamp set, there's so many fun things you can do to keep on using and using. So if you have not bought the blends yet and you're thinking you want them, let me just make a suggestion for you. You can get the entire set that has been released along with the color lifter for just $121.50. Now, if you're not already a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, this would be the perfect time to join the fun of Stampin' Up! Because you can buy this set, which is normally $121.50, for just $99 and get free shipping on it and make that your demonstrator kit to join Stampin' Up! Now remember, there's no commitment, there's no obligation, just fun, friends, stamping, lots of opportunity to learn. When you join the Klompin Stampers, I share tons and tons and tons of ideas almost every day, ideas that I do not post publicly. So great time if you're thinking about getting the blends, get them for a deal and then join the fun of being part of us. If you'd like to talk about that, get a hold of me. I would love to chat with you. Stampin' Up! Is my full-time job. I live and breathe this 24/7. I have for like 23 years now, but I'd love to talk to you. Otherwise, any questions at all, even on the blends, or if you're looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator to send you a catalog, I'd be happy to do that. Get a hold of me with questions. I'd love to help you. So have a Stamp Happy day.